G'day viewers, how you doing? We're going to do some driving and shunting with diesel to learn how, and we're going to be using an Xbox controller this time. Now the PlayStation controller and the Xbox controller are almost the same. The Xbox controller has X, A, B and Y, and the PlayStation controller has the shapes. So whenever I say X or A or Y or whatever, do what your controller tells you to do. So we need to uncouple our vehicles because that's what it's telling us up on the left hand side there on the top of the screen. So we're going to press Y to get out of our chair, and then we're going to spin around and we're going to press A to open the door and Y to climb down out of the locomotive. Then we'll use our sticks to maneuver around and put the cursor on the coupling until it says manual coupling and press A. We're now uncoupled and the game will recognize that in just a moment. Always takes a little while to figure it out. There we go. And now we're going to go down there into that head shunt. Now I can see there's a little bit of an issue up there, so let's just walk along on the platform. We always use the platform to stay safe. And I'm just using the left stick to walk along. So now we want to get down onto the ground here, so we'll just hop down off the platform and we'll press A to change the points. You'll notice that the points are now pointing at our train with diesel. So let's climb up and let's go back into diesel before he does something silly, because diesel likes doing silly things. If you've got a keyboard and a mouse because you're on PC, please have a look for the same tutorial done with keyboard and mouse. So I've pointed myself to the door, Y to climb up into the locomotive, there we go, and we'll shut the door just for safety so we don't fall out, and sit in the chair with Y. Excuse me. Have a quick drink. I do have a bit of a cough, unfortunately. Now we're going to go down into the shunt. I'm going to use the right trigger to go forwards, and I'm going to blow the horn with the left stick. I am tired of my cough, very much. Just sped up a little bit more with the right trigger then. And as we get near that blue marker that's out in front of us, we will stop there and we'll use the left trigger to stop. So, right trigger, left trigger. Now, we're pretty near the marker now, so we'll just press and hold the left trigger to stop diesel. There we go, and diesel spits out great clouds of smoke. Now we're going to go down via the loop, but there's a little bit of an issue there, so let's press Y to get out of our chair again. And this time we'll hop out this side just to be different. And we're going to go ahead till it says Y to climb down, and we will. And then we're going to go up and change the points here. I'm just moving around with the stick. Find the spot on the junction lever, there we go, and press A. Excuse me, coughing again. Alright, back we go to the train now. So we go and look up at the door and press Y to get back in. We'll close the door again now, and we'll go back and sit in the seat so that we can drive again. This time we might as well turn around, so we use the right stick to turn around. And the points are okay, so we're going to go backwards. So we're going to use the left-hand trigger. So left stick for the horn, and then the left-hand trigger. Just press it a few times to speed up until you're happy with the speed you're doing. You might need to press it again occasionally if it starts to slow down. Now this is a go via, so once we get near it, it'll change. It just did, and we're going to go up to the level crossing. Now I can see that the signal up in front of us is actually red, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as we get closer, because we need it to change. The signal will take care of that, and it just has, so it's now changed to a caution. I can see on the track monitor on the top right hand side it went yellow, but I can also just see in front of us, and we'll confirm it as we get closer, it should be on an angle like this, because that tells us that it's safe to go through. And indeed I can see that it is just like that, so we can Press the left trigger a couple of times to speed up because we're allowed to do 10 miles an hour now that we've got a signal. So that took about 4 presses to get up to 10 mile an hour. Coming off the right hand side of the track, you can see a sign with an X on top and a 10. So the 10 tells us we're only allowed to do 10 miles an hour to the crossing, and the X says do this. Blow the horn. That white flashing light tells us the crossing is working and it's safe to go through it. You can see a blue marker up ahead. We will be stopping at the blue marker, and because we're going backwards, we will use the right hand trigger to stop the train. Nothing happens very quickly on railways, so be patient. Alright, we're getting close, so I'll use the right-hand trigger to stop us and just keep pressing it until we stop. There we go. Now we can turn around and face forwards. Now we can't see the signal at the moment, so I'm going to click the right-hand stick so that we come out of the train into the external camera. And I'll just bring us back over to here. I'm using the left-hand stick to maneuver us around. Now we can see a couple of things there on top of the signal. We can see a white feather. So that's called a feather, and that's letting us know that we're going to go in the left-hand track. We have a yellow signal, which is telling us that we are going into an occupied track, and that's where we left our train, so that shouldn't be a surprise. And the flashing white light tells us it's okay to go. So we'll blow the horn, and we're going to go forwards, so we'll use the right-hand trigger. And we'll just keep pressing that until we get to about 10 miles an hour. We can keep doing this speed while we approach the train, and as we get closer to it, about 50 yards away, we'll use the left-hand trigger to slow down. If your speed drops, you can just press the right-hand trigger again to push it back up again. So we'll keep going towards the train at this speed until we get about 50 yards away from it. And then we'll use the left-hand trigger to slow down. You want to just gently bump into them. It's okay if you stop before them and then move again. So don't be too worried about getting it too right, but don't hit them hard. Because if you hit them hard, you will probably find you'll knock them over and then the game will end. Alright, we're coming up on 50 yards away now, so we'll start using the left-hand trigger to slow us down. I've just given it one long press and we are slowing down now. We're probably going to stop a bit early, so we'll give the right-hand one a press, just to give us a little bit more speed. And we're getting really close now, so we'll press and hold the left one to stop, and there we go, a nice gentle bump. And we have coupled up, and the game will figure that out in just a moment. Always takes it a little while. There we go. And we want to go back to the level crossing. Now, we can't go yet, though, because if you look at the signals on the pole up here, we don't have a proceed signal yet. So we want the one on the right is the one for our track, and there it goes. Look at that, ready to go. So if we come back here, I'm still using the left-hand stick and the right-hand stick to change our view. We can go with the horn. We're going to go backwards, so it's the left-hand trigger. And we'll just hold that until we get to about 10 mile an hour, so press and hold. Remember, diesel has to work a bit harder because it's pulling the trucks. As we get near the crossing, there's the X to blow the horn, and we're doing about 12 mile an hour at the moment. We want to do 10 for the crossing, so I'll just give a short press on the right trigger to slow us down a little bit. There we go, 10 mile an hour, and we'll blow the horn with the left-hand stick. Quick press on the left-hand trigger to maintain our speed. We might give it another quick press on the left-hand trigger just to speed up a little bit, and perhaps another one. These trucks are really pulling diesel back. You'll notice we've got a graduated pattern on the ground there with red going into yellow and going into green. We want to try and stop in the green bit. When you only have an engine, you'll just see the blue marker, but when you have a train, you'll see the blue marker and the red, yellow, and green. If you're not seeing these, you can turn them on in the settings menu. Alright, now we're going backwards, so we'll use the right-hand trigger to slow down. So we'll just press and hold that until we get down to 0 miles an hour and then let go. Right, and we're good there, so we'll just move around with the camera. And what we're waiting for is for this signal here to go green, or perhaps yellow, depending on where we're going. There we go. So we've got a shunting signal, actually. So down the bottom of that pole, let's go and have a look. The white flashing light is telling us the crossing is activated and ready to go, and that angled white lights, the shunting signal, is telling us that we're going back into the yard. So we're going to be going what? Forwards this time, aren't we? So we'll be using the right-hand trigger, and we'll blow the horn for the crossing. And press and hold the right-hand trigger until we get to about 10 miles an hour and then let go. Push these trucks back into Minehead. And we're going to stop with the furthest truck sitting on that blue marker. Now, because we're going forwards, this time we'll use the left-hand trigger to stop us. So we're getting pretty close to having the truck on the blue marker, so it is time to start slowing down. So I'll give it a long press on the left trigger. Another one. And we are starting to slow down now. Another long press and we should stop. There we go. And that should be just about the right spot, and it is. Now, this time I'm going to uncouple using the camera just to be a little bit quicker, because we could get out of the locomotive and do it. We don't really need to. We just want to find the hot spot until it says manual coupling and click the A button. Now, this time we will go back into the locomotive in a moment. We're just waiting. And we don't have a signal just yet. Let's pop up here and look at these dwarves. We should see one of these go to proceed. There we go. Bottom one's gone to proceed. Bottom one for the left-hand track. So we'll click the right stick and go back into the cab because we can watch from here. Now we're going to go backwards, so we will press the horn and we use the left-hand trigger to speed up. Bouncy old diesel. Going a bit quick, so I'll just give a couple of presses on the right stick, or right trigger, sorry, just to slow us down. Just go another press on the left, just to keep our speed constant while we approach the marker. You only need to stop near the marker, you don't need to be too exact about it. And we'll press and hold the right trigger, to stop there. Now we're going to go down into the Minehead shunt, but we have to wait for a signal. There it goes. The top one just went to proceed, so we can go ahead now. So we'll blow the horn, and we're going forwards this time, so we'll use the right trigger to speed up. We'll take it up to 15 miles an hour. It's being a little bit naughty, but we are, after all, Devious Diesel, so Devious Diesel specialises in being a little bit naughty. It doesn't matter what the points ahead are set to, because we can just push our way through them. It won't hurt them, because they're what's called trailable points. Now what we do want to be careful of is this blue marker is right in front of the big red buffer. We don't want to hit that too hard. We don't really want to hit it at all, but just not too hard. So we're going forwards, which means to slow down we use the left-hand trigger. So we'll give a press on the left-hand trigger now just to start slowing down. Perhaps another one, another one, another one. We are getting very close to the mark, and we'll press and hold it to come to a stop. There we go. We have stopped. And now we're going to go back the other way, but we need to change the points first because these are manual points. So we'll get down and do this the easy way. So press Y key to get out of the chair, and then A for the door, Y to climb down again, and then we walk up to the lever, get our cursor onto the right spot on the lever, and there we go, and change it over and back into our cab. And we'll shut the door so we don't fall out. And then sit down with the Y key, turn all the way around again, and we're going to go backwards, so we'll use the left-hand trigger after we blow the horn. Now we're going to go up there and couple to our trucks. So we don't want to go too fast because you don't want to hit them very hard. So I used the left trigger to speed up then. When we're about 50 yards away, we're going to want to start slowing down so we don't hit them hard. Because if you hit them too hard, you might knock them off the track and then the game ends. Alright, we're coming up to 50, so I'll give it a press on the right trigger to start slowing us down. That's probably going to stop us a little bit early. So we'll give a quick press on the left trigger just to keep our speed maintained. And we're getting very close now, so we'll press the right trigger again, press and hold to stop. We should be close enough, I think. I didn't hear it couple though, so let's move ahead again. And there we go. So I heard it couple that time. So I did the left trigger just to surge ahead a little bit and the right trigger to stop us again. And the game should figure out that we're coupled up in a moment. It has. Fantastic. So I'm just going to go onto the outside camera now because we need to see what's going on behind us back there. And we can't do that from the cab. So we're just going to pop up here and I can see that we need to set some points. So we're going to come up to this lever. And the reason I can see we need to set them is you need the tracks to go around the curve. So around the curve to go into the siding where the marker is. So let's pop back to the train now. I'm just using the left-hand stick to maneuver when I do this. And we may as well stay here with the train. Now, we're going to be going what? Forwards, I think. No, backwards. Okay, bad memory. All right, so it'll be the left-hand trigger to move backwards. So click the left stick for the horn and press and hold the left-hand trigger to get our speed up because the troublesome trucks are heavy. There we go. That's lovely. Now we want to put the van there, the last one, very close to that blue marker. It doesn't have to be right on it though. The closer you are, the more points you get, if that matters to you. Alright, we're getting close, so we will give a couple of presses on the right. And now we're very close, so we'll hold the right trigger until we stop. There we go. And now we need to uncouple everything from the front. So we'll pop back down to diesel here. I'm just using the sticks to maneuver. Left-hand stick moves you around, right-hand stick changes what you're looking at. And we just want to get in until we get the right hotspot. There we go. And the game will figure that out very shortly. And we're going to drive diesel from up here. Now we might have to change some points. Ooh, I think we will. So let's just go up here. We'll use the external camera instead of walking. You can walk if you want to. In fact, we're going to have to, because that's as far as the left hand's going to go. All right, we'll use the right stick, click that to get back in the cab, Y to get out of the chair, A to open the door, Y to climb. No, I don't want to climb up, I want to climb down. There we go. It wasn't quite in the right spot. So we want to go this way. We're going to have to walk all the way up to those points. Now, you could have used the other camera. You can switch to the other external cameras, then you can move further away from the train. But I thought we might do it with walking. You wouldn't normally walk down the middle of the track, though. So it's this set of points up here, because that's the one going into the siding we want. So it's this lever, find the right spot on it, A, and then we'll walk back all the way here, back to the diesel again, and then we'll drive diesel down to the shed there. Now, we don't need a signal here because we're not going into a signalled area, and the signalman knows what we're doing anyway. And up we go, Y to climb up. Shut the door with A. Try not to hit yourself in the face with it. Sit in the engineer's chair, and we're going forwards this time, so we'll use the right-hand trigger. And off we go. We don't have to have a signal here because nothing applies to the move we're doing. What you can tell here is that train drivers actually can't see very much. And this is quite realistic because I operate on a heritage railway in real life. And I can tell you, this is about all you see. That's why you normally have two people in the cab. Here we go, we're going through the points. We're now heading to the shed, we're going forward, so we will use the left trigger to slow down. Once we get near the blue mark, we are at the moment, so let's start slowing down. And we'll give it a few presses, and then we'll press and hold. Now that we're near enough, and that's it. That will be the end of the service. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions, chuck them down below, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. So see you later. Bye now.
We played a game.